Hey everybody. Thanks for clicking on my video. I appreciate it. Today I want to talk about, well, it's graduation day here at Wuhan University. Actually, it's been graduation week. There's just a freak load of students here, so they just roll out the graduation ceremonies. But today, it's Friday, the end of the week, maybe the end of the graduations, and that's what I want to talk about today. Before I get started, I'd appreciate it if you press the like button. And while watching this, if you see something interesting, please drop a comment below. Appreciate it. And before I get into graduation madness, a random memory popped into my head that I want to share with you guys. About 12 or 13 years ago, when I was working in Zhuhai, down in Guangdong province, well, there was an accident with a school bus. Some primary school children were killed. Yeah, it was a terrible event. Oh, and when I say school bus, I'm talking about, just a white van like you see, a working van. That's pretty much what serves as school buses around here. Tragic accident, and I didn't really put two and two together at first, but looking back a few days later, I realized that suddenly I'd been seeing all these yellow school buses. It was one of those things where I didn't realize that I had never seen a yellow school bus, and now I'm seeing them all over the place. And then I learned the story. Turns out that after the accident, the city of Zhuhai ordered all transportation vehicles that take kids to school had to paint their vehicles yellow immediately. To put it in context, this kind of thing cannot happen in the United States. Not immediately, not without lawsuits from, schools and bus companies that will say, well, this is an extraordinary, planned for cost. Shouldn't the city get involved and subsidize it? And who has the right to tell me that I can make the buses yellow, and on and on and on. But even if it was a smooth procedure, it would take, they would probably have an order that, okay, it's June, by December 29th, you have to have your bus painted yellow, that kind of thing. But here in Zhuhai, or there in Zhuhai, boom, it was like overnight. And that's just a perfect example of what a top-down authoritarian government can do. They can make an edict, tell you what you need to do, and you do it. When that random thought popped into my head, not very long ago, just like an hour ago, I really thought it was a random thought. And then walking around, I figured out that it had everything to do with what I want to talk about today, which is college graduation. I'll tell you guys the connection, but first, let's watch some of the graduation ceremony festivities. Graduates, as far as the eye can see.
少一点。
Graduation day. It's very cool. Well, actually it's very hot, but it's very cool. I'm back. Well, we're back. Me and my good friend Confucius here. Let's talk about those happy, satisfied university students as, well, now it's time for them to go out into the world. The big question is, what kind of a world awaits them? Headline from Reuters. Record 10.76 million Chinese college graduates face bleak job market and struggling economic future. From Nikkei Asia, China's very crowded 2022 class fights for fewer jobs. And even from China's own Global Times, Chinese graduates face shrinking jobs as ministry expects 10.7 million Chinese to hit the job market. And in the Nikkei article, they said that Chinese graduates had 15% fewer job offers than the same class did last year at this time. Clearly, oh, yeah, everybody's got to eat, right? Clearly, this is not just a China thing. I mean, economically, the whole world is suffering. We know that. And I've never been one of those doomsayers waiting for the, total apocalypse to hit the Chinese economy. I mean, seriously, they've been saying that stuff for 30, 40 years. Remember the Coming Collapse of China? That great predictive book that was written in 2002? There's no doubt that China is facing some big challenges economically. JP Morgan Chase recently reduced its GDP projections for China from 4.2 to 3.7. And UBS did the same, I think from 4.3 to 3.7. Both of those are down from China's original projection of 5.5% GDP this year. So, the lockdown in the lockdown in Shanghai, and other cities, they've really played a role, and the continuing problems with supply chain. Yeah, tough times. But here's where I think my yellow school bus story, began to roll around my head, because China, China's China. It's not the West. It's not America. Different economic, strategy and system. And this top-down, autocratic, centralized kind of decision-making, it could have an effect for the graduates. I don't think they can, I don't know anything. I was going to say I don't know if they can pull the economy out, but that's not really my point here in this video, because really I don't know. But I think they can do things to shore up the employment situation for the recent graduates, at least temporarily. I think that's something that's within their power. And finally, before I end this video, another story. Do you guys remember the movie The Candidate, starring Robert Redford? A 1972 movie. No, of course you don't. Nobody remembers it. It was about an idealistic lawyer who got pulled into running for the Senate because basically nobody else would, and they thought that the opposing candidate, an incumbent, would win in a landslide. Long story short, he had no chance of winning, but he won. And at the end of the movie, he has this great line.
Marvin, what do we do now?
Wait a minute, what?
And that's what I'm kind of thinking for these graduates who, they've worked so hard, they've achieved so much, they had their great graduation, they'll probably go home and celebrate with their families, and then real life hits. Good luck, guys. All right, now I'm going to end the video. I really want to thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Share this video with others. Drop a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
1、2、3。
节制。